from Utah's first TV station, ABC4 News celebrates 75 years.
Good evening, I'm Glenn Mills.
And I'm Emily Flores. We thank you for joining us here this evening. Our top story, a man accused of secretly recording adults and children at a Woods Cross gym now charged.
Police say 33-year-old Adam Jacob, the owner of the USA Gymnastics World and a coach for young men, hid cameras in the gym's unisex bathroom. Woods Cross police receiving reports from an employee. He saw what looked like a charging block in the bathroom, but he opened it up and actually found a camera inside. Police finding over 500 files on the camera with more than 70 people filmed, including children. Files on that camera dating back to October 2022. Now police are focusing on contacting victims identified from the recordings.
You're more than welcome to reach out to us, and we're willing to give you resources or help you out. We understand that this is a hard time for everyone, and people do feel violated.
Police saying other electronic storage devices were found at his home and are now being processed.
And developing news in Park City courtroom today. Gwyneth Paltrow entering day 3 of trial. A former oncologist suing the celebrity over what he calls a hit-and-run ski crash. 76-year-old Terry Sanderson's daughter took to the stand today. One of his daughters spoke about the kind of person Sanderson was before the crash on Deer Valley slopes back in 2016.
Fun-loving, very gregarious, definitely an extrovert. So enjoyed people, dancing, outdoor activity, just engaged.
Polly Sanderson says he changed after the accident and the injuries he was left with. Meantime, Paltrow's lawyers claims Sanderson is suing to exploit Paltrow's celebrity. They asked Polly Sanderson about a message from her father the night of the accident. The email titled, "I'm famous, but at what cost?"
That refers to my client, right? He's famous because he collided with a celebrity, right?
That's how I take that.
So he knew who she was by 8 p.m. that night.
Kind of looks that way.
Paltrow's team also hammering home Sanderson's pre-existing health issues and citing a history of anger issues. Sanderson suing Paltrow for $300,000 in damages. Meantime, Paltrow filed a countersuit for $1. Now, Gwyneth Paltrow has yet to take the stand, but she may tomorrow. So make sure to stick with us as we continue coverage of this remaining 4 days in the Paltrow trial. We'll bring you the very latest here on air and always online at abc4.com.
A traffic alert in southern Utah now. Massive rock falls throwing a wrench in travel plans.
Yes, traffic reduced to 1 lane on Zion Canyon Scenic Drive as crews work on repairs there. You can see the massive rock broke through the pavement. Zion National Park saying it crushed power lines, sending Zion Lodge in a blackout for several hours. Now, the shuttle is running, but there may be some closures. Meantime, Kolob Canyon's road remains closed. Zion National Park shutting down the road a week ago once falling rock became a concern.
Turning now to a first look at the weather forecast, and that wet weather really has consequences that are far-reaching, just like that.
Yeah, and it's still not over yet, Alana.
No, huge totals coming out of the Southwest desert, so not a surprise to see that at Zion as they picked up more than 1.5 inches in just the last few days, and we have moisture out there right now. Taking a look at the storm tracker radar, you're able to see that we've got some showers that are popping up in different portions of the state. What are we watching closely this evening? Well, it's a line of storms moving over the lake. I want to zoom in here so you have a really good idea of what I'm talking about. But as we take that look, this line that could come over the lake could impact the Wasatch Front as we get through the next hour or so. Also seeing wet weather in Utah County, wet pavement down towards Lehigh. Eagle Mountain cleared some thunderstorms. We've got some snow towards Heber and on the Wasatch back. Speaking of snow, eastern Utah, Vernal, Duchesne, and the surrounding areas, Uinta County definitely dealing with some snow showers with that colder air in place. We've peppered in just a few rain showers over I-70, and as we jump over to the central and southern portion of the state, you're able to see that we've got snow in the central and southern mountains. Over near Zion right now, yeah, there's wet weather. We've cleared St. George for a moment, but portions of Washington County staying soggy. That includes near Ivins, Dameron Valley, and Diamond Valley. Now, This is just showery activity. We've got another cold front on the way, and that is going to change things up as we get through the next little while. Now, we talk about the threat of thunderstorms. It's definitely there for the entire state. I just want to show you that the SPC putting that out there so that you know thunderstorm potential holds on as these storms, which are driven by daytime heating, will continue to impact us. As we look at the satellite, we're going to get a wide view here, and it shows the approaching cold front. There it is. It's going to move towards the Beehive State, which means in the next couple of hours, we get increasing cloud cover, and those changes are here. So much so that we've got to talk about travel. It is going to change as we take a look. Our next storm aiming to impact travel, not just on mountain routes, but we get road slush. I'm going to move that so you can see all the way up to the northern portion of the state, Cache Valley in the red. That's because this storm is going to drop the snow levels to the valley floor. A winter storm in spring. I'm timing the travel out for you, and we're going to look at accumulation potential coming up in my full forecast. Glenn, Emily, over to you.
All right, thank you, Alana. We do have new information on the school shooting in Colorado.
Overnight, officers finding the suspect's body near his car about 50 miles away from the school. Police say 17-year-old Austin Lyle, you see here, shot himself after opening fire at East High School yesterday. He shot and wounded 2 administrators while they were patting him down. A daily search of Lyle and his property was required, all part of a safety plan put in place after he was expelled from his previous school behaviors. Both deans recovering tonight. Officials say this really could have been worse.
That student could have very easily just walked into school and been surrounded by students, and it could have been a lot more tragic than it was.
School board members making an urgent ruling today allowing armed officers at high schools in Denver for the rest of the school year. They were removed back in 2020, but since then, a record number of weapons have been found on school property, 200 during the last school year alone. Denver Public Schools saying tomorrow classes will be canceled for a mental health day.
And 4 schools in Utah County went into lockout today over a mistaken sighting of a weapon. Vista Heights, Thunder Ridge, Lakeview Academy, and Westlake locking their doors around 10 this morning. Saratoga Springs police reporting a suspicious person in the area. Well, it turns out it was actually a student carrying a microphone stand someone mistook for a gun. Police gave the all clear soon after. And around the same time in Iron County, Canyon View High School and Middle also placed on lockdown. The district receiving an anonymous Safe UT tip that someone overheard a student making a threat to the school. Police cleared both buildings by noon and classes returned to normal. They spoke to the student named in the tip, but no word yet on whether they actually made a threat.
Today, dozens of students at Southern Utah University staging a walkout over their school's pick for graduation commencement speaker. Students flooding the library quad, protesting Apostle Jeffrey R. Holland of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints giving the speech at this year's graduation. LGBTQ+ students and allies say he does not stand for the whole student body, citing past comments about traditional marriage and the LGBTQ+ community. We spoke with one of the organizers who hopes today's demonstration is productive.
I just want to feel comfortable and safe at my graduation. This is, a time of celebration.
Students also fighting to keep Elder Holland as speaker. A counter petition now circulating in the last few days has over 1,000 signatures. The university president, board of trustees, and vice chair say they are listening to all feedback from students and they encourage the dialogue.
Still ahead, TikTok